The Toyota Halftime Show. Brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. From Times Square in New York, here now, Chris Berman and Steve Young.
Well, and welcome back once again. Why should we think that a wacky regular season, Steve, is any different than the opening day of the playoffs? Look, Sherman was pretty famous for a march to Atlanta once upon a time. Nobody thought we'd see Atlanta march through Sherman. So much for the ghosts of Lambeau Field.
You know what? Forget the ghosts. We talked about it earlier. It's about the players, and the Green Bay players that showed up today, lethargic, tired. They looked like they wanted a bye week. They got a bye week. It looks like they didn't even show up, and they might not show up for 6 more months if they keep this up. Think about it. Every loose ball, every hustle board goes to the Falcons. Special teams gaffes. And the first drive, I saw the defense go out there and not tackle a soul. I haven't seen the Green Bay Packers play this bad of football in well over a decade.
And let's give some credit to the Atlanta Falcons for their fear no evil attitude. And that certainly was the same attitude that we saw in our first game today with the New York Jets. If the Patriots don't, in miracle form, come back and beat Miami last week in overtime, the Jets aren't even in the playoffs. Now here we go, and they're playing the Indianapolis Colts. And Chad Pennington, so much for first playoff game jitters. First drive, 2.5 minutes in. This is the longest playoff play from scrimmage of any sort in the 15-game postseason history of the New York Football Jets. It's not Namath to Boozer. It's not Pat Ryan to Wesley Walker. It's Chad Pennington to Richie Anderson, 56 yards. Then a special teams gap, Pennington to Santana Moss. And this was right before the end of the half.
Right, great running by Curtis Martin early, set up the play-action passes. It was perfect scenario for the Jets.
And then Chris Baker, no one even heard of him. He's catching a touchdown pass. Jets roll over the Colts.
Last year we made it back to the playoffs. This year we've taken that next step, but we're not satisfied. And this team's done a great job of staying hungry and staying focused.
The Jets deserve to win today. They played better than we did flat out. So who's a better team? I mean, you got to say the Jets are a better team. You know, certainly we didn't feel like we put forth our best performance.
Actually, you'd hate to see their worst performance. 41-0 for the Jets, which means if Pittsburgh beats Cleveland tomorrow, they would play Oakland for the 4th time in 2 years. Second time, obviously, in the playoffs. If Cleveland upsets, and who's to tell, if Cleveland upsets Pittsburgh tomorrow, they'll be at Tennessee. But the Jets are clearly rolling.
Yeah, and they're scoring a lot of points. And in January, you're going to score over 4 touchdowns the last 3 games, 30, 41, 42 points. I mean, that's phenomenal. If you do that, you're going to be fine in January.
Yeah, this is a team that's gone 113-34 in their last 3 games. When we return on our Toyota Halftime Show, the NFC starters for the Pro Bowl, Atlanta, big at the half.
Number 14, an available 32-valve I-Force V8 engine. Number 21, available downhill assist control. Number 77, available X-Rius Sport Enhancement suspension. Number 8, Hill Start assist control. Number 60, a larger, more comfortable interior. The all-new 2003 4Runner has been completely redesigned with nearly 100 new advancements and changes. It's larger, more powerful, and more capable.
My name's Friday. I'm a cop.
From the creator of Law and Order.
There's a serial killer out there right now hunting down young women.
Ed O'Neill.
We gotta get this guy now.
And Ethan Embry.
Talk or you'll never talk again.
The Badge is back. Dragnet. ABC Sunday, February 2nd.
And just like we expected, a blowout at Lambeau. What? Atlanta? Oh, Atlanta. The little feet of the Falcons doing it 24-0. Well, 4 weeks from tomorrow here on ABC, the Pro Bowl on the not-so-frozen tundra of Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. Earlier, we showed you the AFC starters. Here are the NFC starters.
Brett Favre has led the Packers to the playoffs 8 times. This year, the only 3-time NFL MVP starts at quarterback for the NFC. He's protected up front by Trey Thomas, Ron Stone, Olin Kreutz in his second appearance, Jermaine Mayberry, and Walter Jones. Offensive weapons for the NFC include Bubba Franks, Deuce McAllister in his Honolulu debut, Mike Goodhands with Allstott in his 5th straight appearance, and Joe Horn. Second wideout Terrell Owens led all NFL receivers with 13 touchdowns. 1 year after his record-breaking season in sacks, Michael Strahan anchors a defensive line made up of Warren Sapp, Leroy Glover, and this year's NFC sack leader, Simeon Rice. At linebacker, the NFC starts Derek Brooks, LeVar Arrington for the second straight year, and the NFL's tackle leader, the Bears' Brian Urlacher. Providing deep coverage are five-time Pro Bowl selection John Lynch, Troy Vincent, Champ Bailey, and Green Bay's third starter Darren Sharper. Finally, punter Todd Sauerbrunn, place kicker David Greenacres from the top-seeded Eagles, and New Orleans teammates Michael Lewis and Fred McAfee.
All right, 24-0 Atlanta over the Packers today. This was the Packer team that was 8-1, and could they clinch the division too soon? So now what do?
Well, they got to come out. They got to come out of the locker room with some emotion. Show that you care. Block somebody. Tackle somebody. Show somebody that you really want to play some football in the second half. No more stupid turnovers. Then stand back, get out of the way, and let Brett do some unbelievable magic.
Well, let's see if they can get it. Wait a minute. The Jets and Falcons have just scored again. Man, they're scoring at will. Well, right away was Michael Vick to Shawn Jefferson moving on up to give the Falcons the opening touchdown. Mark Simino the block. Artie Ulmer the touchdown. 24-0 at the half. I'll see you tomorrow on ESPN. Maybe we'll have a game where both teams actually score. Or
it only happens once a year. Toyotathon 03. This year-end tradition features the #1 selling car, Camry. IntelliChoice calls it an excellent value. And the all-new V8 4Runner. Larger, more powerful, more SUV for your money. Only your Toyota dealers have the quality, selection, and values you've waited for all year. Toyotathon 03. Don't miss it.
The Toyota Halftime Show, brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after this from our ABC stations. You're watching ABC Sports Championship Television.